So I guess if you do some mental gymnastics and accept the fact that Marvel and Disney said they're not bringing back Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, does not mean that they can't bring back Iron Man, as a brand new rumor is suggesting that we will see the character back in the upcoming Doctor Strange sequel, except he's going to be played by the original frontrunner for the role, the one, the only, Tom Cruise. So this story has been making its way across the internet, and the original scoop comes from Daniel Richtman. Now most of you know him for plenty of his scoops in the past, and he did reveal some info in regards to multiverse characters being played by different actors in the MCU. Now other articles that are being shared around are specifically talking about the fact that we might be seeing a multiverse version of Iron Man played by different actors. The one particular one that people seem to be fixated and focused on is Iron Man being played by Tom Cruise. Now, of course, in the past, it was confirmed that yes, Tom Cruise was at once in the role for Iron Man, but we don't know how far he got or any of those details, and obviously things went in a different direction. He was probably asking for a good amount of money at the time, and you can stand to reason that Marvel Studios saw this as a benefit to get him back in the day, because if you attach Tom Cruise to something at the height of his career at the time, which only has gotten better since, you figure, well, we'll bring eyes to this obscure character called Iron Man. Obviously, since then, we've learned that they didn't really need a big name star. The character sold itself on the coolness factor. So going into the multiverse, we're all expecting to see different versions of familiar characters. That's not really surprising to anybody, I don't think, because that's part of the multiverse. That is something that exists. And of course, that's something worth exploring, because it looks like DC is going to full on explore it, and Marvel might as well do it as well, since they were the first ones to announce going into a multiverse with their film, so it stands to reason that you would want to do it. Now, Tom Cruise is particularly interesting because that goes so far back to those early days that it's really a weird one to think about, because he would be such a different Tony Stark. Not just because he looks different, which he obviously does, but also the fact that, well, Tom Cruise is a little insane when it comes to what he likes to do for real for stunts. Now again, remember, this is just a rumor, and I don't think they would get him for an extended period of time or anything like that, and who really knows if this will end up going through, but I guarantee at some point in the upcoming Doctor Strange, we will see a different version of Iron Man, because there's just a reason to do it, and not just the logistics cynical side of, wow, they're gonna sell more toys and merchandise with Iron Man, which they will. And you can just imagine the first trailer that drops. One of the end scenes is Doctor Strange going, Tony, and we don't see who's behind the armor, but we see Tony's armor. That within itself is going to start so much free advertisement and publicity for them, and everybody talking about it, that it's literally worth doing. So the cynical side of me understands the profitability side of it, but also the comic book fanboy side understands that this is something that would happen naturally in a multiverse movie. So either way, I think we're definitely getting one version of Iron Man in the multiverse, but if it's Tom Cruise, I'm not sure. I definitely think they'll try, but if they can get him, who knows?